Okay, so we've been talking about the 12-bar blues in G, talking about different ways that we can play this. I want to give you one of my favorite licks, chord licks. It's a gospel chord lick. It's not simple to play, but it's a familiar sound. First I'm going to play it with the track for you, and then we're going to talk about what I did. All right? Okay, remember we have the turnaround starting on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's our 5 chord. Here we go, now we're starting. I can vary the rhythms on this. So you know how we talked in the last lesson that you could use this bar chord, right, as our 1 chord in G, because this is a bar G chord. And my first strike is this chord. Okay, then the next thing that I do is I take my ring finger and I lay it down as a bar on my 5th fret, on my 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string. My ring finger is laid down on the 5th fret, literally barring my 4th, my 3rd, and my 2nd string, and with my pick hand I only strike those 3 notes. So I have 2 movements so far. Bar chord, ring finger, right? Ring finger on my 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings on the 5th fret. You might have to work on getting that bar. And I'm coming in with my pick hand and only hitting those 3 strings. The 3rd movement is going to be based on, or based off, of this chord. Your index finger bars on the 3rd fret. Your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. I have a bar on my 3rd fret with my index finger. All right? Doesn't sound correct yet because it's not finished, but you've got to be able to bar these 4 strings on your 3rd fret. And you cannot use your middle finger, or driving finger, can't use that middle finger to make the bar with, because you're going to need it to hammer on. Once I have achieved this bar with my index finger, my 2nd finger, my middle finger, is going to do a hammer-on onto the 1, 2, 3rd string of my 4th fret. Middle finger, 3rd string, 4th fret. Without the hammer-on, here's the chord. So what I have is my index finger on the 4th string, 3rd fret. I've got my middle finger on the 3rd string, 4th fret. The bar from my 1st finger is barring my 2nd string on the 3rd fret. And the bar from my 1st finger is also barring the 1st string on my 3rd fret. Here, I'll try and just clear up my other fingers so you can see that. There's my 4-string bar, and then there's my middle finger on the 3rd string of the 4th fret. That's actually a G7 chord. All right? You need to practice playing this chord because the 3rd movement of this blues lick, this rhythm blues lick, has a hammer-on in it based off of this chord shape. That's a G7 chord. Here's a G, right? Here's a G, here's a G7, here's a G7. All right? Now what I'm doing with that chord is my middle finger is hammering onto. Physically and technically, that's not easy to do. You may need to stop right here and practice that technique without even worrying about that. Without even worrying about the first 2 movements. Right? The whole point is that you need to end up with this 7th chord, this G7. Because it sounds like this when we put it all together. First movement, big bar chord. Second movement, ring finger bars, 3 strings on the 5th fret. Right? My 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings on the 5th fret. Then I lay my bar down for my G7 and I hammer on with my middle finger onto the 3rd string, 4th fret. Sounds like this. That all is going to work for my G chord. Why does that work for my G chord? Because I start with a G. I have kind of a little departure harmonically from it in the middle of that movement, but I end on a G. So it's just G, G. It's really a gospel piano lick, all right? I'd like to play it on the piano behind me, but it won't sound that good. So that is based off of my G chord. So what do we do as guitar players once we learn how to play something in one place? Well, we move it around. So as part of your exercises, as you learned in the exercise lesson, when I gave you your 1, 2, 3, 4 finger exercise, what did you learn? Well, once you're comfortable with something, you move it around, right? So what happens if I move this up a half step? Now I can play the lick a half step up, that's G sharp, right? Now that's not a blues, that's just taking a lick that once I've learned it, don't keep it wherever you learn it, move it around. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look for the 1, the 4, and the 5, and we're going to put that chord lick into it. So if this is G on my 3rd fret, that represents this chord lick. If this is a C on my 8th fret, there's my lick. If this is a D on my 10th fret, there's my lick. So now I have 1 chord, 4 chord, 5. That's one of my favorite things to do if I don't want to go into a shuffle, which always feels really good. But in the course of an evening, if you're playing a few blueses, they should not all be shuffle blueses. And there's many different styles of blueses that you can play. So to get you out of the shuffle mode, this gospel blues lick is a great way to go. So I'm going to play that again, and you can try playing this along with me. And if you're not ready to play it along with me, then what you're going to do is, right, stop the video and then go back and practice it for a little while, okay? I'm not going to worry about the turnaround that it starts off with yet. We haven't gotten to fancy stuff like that yet. So we let the first 2 bars go. our gospel lick, and I'm going to go with the snare drum on this. There's our G. Now we go to C, 8th fret. Now we go back to G. Right, G again. Now we go to C, 8th fret. Back to G. Now we go to D, 10th fret. Whoa, right? You have to travel far, but you gotta aim. 8th fret, C. G. Alright, D. That's our 12th bar. Let's play it again. G. C. G. Another bar, G. Good, C. Good, G. Good, here we go, D. C. Going to G. D. Again. C. 8th. G. Another bar of G. Good, C. Back to G. Here we go. D. Let's play it again. So once again, you can call that a gospel or an R&B lick. You'll hear it a lot in old R&B tunes. Get fancy, right? So there's a lot that you can do with this, but it's great to start on the slow blues that we're starting on. Gives you a little time to think about it. Okay, so that is our gospel blues lesson for today. Our next lesson we're going to cover just a little bit of soloing, a couple of licks that we can use. And there is so much to learn and so much to play and so much that I want to share with you. So thank you for watching these lessons, and just enjoy playing. It doesn't matter what you play, just pick up your guitar every day. Have a good one.